Two people retire on the exact same day. Same age, same city, same years of work. One spends the next 30 years enjoying life. The other spends every year worrying about money. The difference isn't luck. It's the level they retired at. Most people think retirement is about hitting a number. It's not. It's about which level you're retiring at, because each one comes with completely different problems, different fears, and a completely different outcome. And surprisingly, the level most people dream of reaching is the one where I see the most expensive mistakes. Today, I'm walking you through all three. Figure out which level you're in, then pay close attention to what comes next. Level 1. Net worth below $500,000 going into retirement. This is where the majority of Americans actually are. The median retirement savings for someone approaching retirement is around $185,000. So if you're in this range, you're not behind in some unusual way. You're statistically in the middle of the pack. But that doesn't mean the retirement is easy. It means it requires the most precision of any level. Think about John. He's 65, just retired after 38 years in logistics. He has $350,000 saved. He owns his home, no debt, and he's counting on Social Security to fill the gap. The problem, John claimed Social Security at 62 because he was worried the program might run out of money. He locked in $1,450 a month. If he had waited until 70, that number would have been $2,565 every month for the rest of his life. Over a 20-year retirement, that one decision, made out of fear, not strategy, cost John more than $280,000 in lifetime income. Not from a bad investment. From a single form he filed on a Tuesday morning. At level 1, Social Security isn't just part of the plan. It is the plan. And the timing of when you claim is the single most important financial decision you'll make in retirement. The second thing that matters enormously, housing. A $200 monthly mortgage on a fixed retirement income isn't just uncomfortable. It's the difference between a retirement that works and one that doesn't. The people who navigate level 1 successfully treat every fixed expense as a variable they can control. They downsize early. They claim Social Security strategically. They eliminate debt before they stop working. And they build even a small cash buffer, so they're never forced into a bad decision under pressure. Level 1 retirement is possible, but it has almost no margin for error. Level 2. Net worth between $500,000 and $1.5 million. This is where most people watching this video probably are, and it's the level I want to spend the most time on, because it carries a danger that's completely invisible from the outside. Susan is 67. She retired 2 years ago with $1.1 million. Her advisor said she was in great shape. Mortgage paid off. Kids grown. She was taking a cruise every year and sleeping well at night. What Susan didn't know, her portfolio was 90% stocks, the same allocation she had at 50, no cash buffer. And she was withdrawing 5% a year because 4% felt too conservative. Then the market dropped 32%. Susan was forced to sell shares at the bottom just to pay her bills. The $1.1 million became $680,000, and it kept shrinking because the withdrawals never stopped. 5 years later, Susan isn't planning cruises anymore. She's wondering if she'll run out of money before she runs out of life. That's not an unusual story. That's one of the most common retirement outcomes I see for people at level 2. At level 2, the feeling of enough is exactly what makes it the most dangerous place to be. You have enough to feel safe, and not enough to survive a serious mistake. Healthcare costs for a 65-year-old couple average $315,000 over retirement. Inflation at 3% turns $6,000 a month into $90,000 in 15 years. Long-term care at $9,000 a month can consume a significant portion of a $1 million portfolio from a single event. The specific mistakes I see most at level 2. Too much stock exposure without a cash buffer. Not planning the withdrawal sequence, which can cost $150,000 to $250,000 in lifetime taxes. And ignoring the Roth conversion window between retirement and Social Security. People at level 2 feel secure enough to stop optimizing, and that's exactly when the invisible risks take over. Level 2 retirement is genuinely comfortable if you manage it actively. The mistake is treating it like a finish line instead of a starting point. Level 3, net worth above $1.5 million. At this level, the financial problems from levels 1 and 2 largely disappear. You have enough to cover healthcare, inflation, long-term care, and still leave something behind. And yet, this surprises almost everyone who gets here. It doesn't always feel that way. Robert is 71. He retired with $2.3 million. He could spend $8,000 a month for 25 years and still leave a significant inheritance. But Robert spends $4,500 a month. He turns down trips his wife wants to take. He feels guilty buying anything that isn't strictly necessary. He checks his portfolio 3 times a week, and every market dip costs him sleep. Robert doesn't have a money problem. He has a mindset problem, and it's costing him the retirement he spent 40 years building. The research on this is consistent. Wealthy retirees consistently spend less than their portfolios would easily support, not because the money isn't there, because the accumulation mindset built over 35 years doesn't automatically switch off when the paychecks stop. Beyond psychology, Level 3 has 2 other challenges most people don't anticipate. First, taxes. Required minimum distributions from large traditional IRAs can spike your Medicare premiums and make Social Security almost entirely taxable. A well-executed Roth conversion strategy at Level 3 can be the difference between leaving $500,000 to your heirs and leaving $800,000. Same portfolio, different tax planning. Second, family. At Level 3, money becomes visible to the people around you. Adult children form expectations about inheritance. Siblings have opinions. Family members who need help assume you can provide it. And the conversations about what happens when you're gone, who gets what, when, and how, can fracture relationships that survived 40 years without a problem. The retirees who handle Level 3 will do 3 things. They get a comprehensive tax plan. They establish clear estate documents before family dynamics make it complicated. And they build a specific answer to the question of what the money is actually for. Because without that answer, the fear of spending never goes away, no matter how much is in the account. The retirement you earned doesn't have to be smaller than the fear that built it. So here's how to use this. If you're at Level 1, Social Security timing comes first. That single decision is worth more than any investment you'll make. Eliminate fixed debt. Build a cash buffer. Every decision matters. If you're at Level 2, stop treating the balance as the answer. Plan your withdrawal sequence. Build your cash buffer before you retire. Price out long-term care honestly. Use the Roth conversion window if you're within 5 years of stopping work. The number looks right. The structure might not. If you are at Level 3, get a comprehensive tax projection for the next 10 years. Update your estate documents now, before family expectations form, and give yourself permission to spend what you built. In every case, know your level. The right move at Level 1 can be completely irrelevant at Level 2, and what matters most at Level 3 has nothing to do with either. 3 levels. 3 completely different retirements. 3 sets of problems most people don't see until they're already living them. The number in your account doesn't determine how well you retire. What you do with it, and how you think about it, determines everything. Here's a question I want you to answer honestly in the comments. If someone handed you $1 million today, right now, would you feel financially secure enough to retire? Most people say yes. But after everything I just walked you through, the answer might be more complicated than you think. Tell me your number. What would it actually take for you to feel truly secure? Drop it below. I read every single one. Most retirement mistakes aren't made in retirement. They're made years before it begins. Subscribe if you want to avoid them. Take care of yourselves. See you in the next one.